Wednesday, March the 5th. Thank you for tuning in to another hour of Bruce Leonard Leans Left while it's still legal. I am Bruce Leonard, of course, and it is still legal today, as far as I know. We are 6 days into the war that's not a war, that's maybe a war. We're not sure what it is. I have good and bad news to give you. The good news is that Kristi Noem is fired, gone from Homeland Security, done, finished. But the bad news is Trump nominated to replace her nutlicker extraordinaire from Oklahoma, the Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, one of the dumbest motherfuckers on this planet. He's supposedly an undefeated MMA fighter that you've never heard of. And he said in the Senate he has a reputation as a tough guy, but I have on good authority and video that he ran like a little bitch on January the 6th. Ran like a bitch. It's like he looks like a woman running away. It's like the only person that looked less like a woman running away was Josh Hawley. It's like they keep saying he's an undefeated MMA fighter. Like, then why did he stop fighting? Why is he not the champion? What is up with his MMA career? I have to look into his MMA fighting career. But you would think that if you were undefeated, hey, what's up, everybody? Laura, Julia, Costella. You would think if you were undefeated that someone would have heard of you. It's like, I never heard of this motherfucker until I see him in the Senate. He's also a tough guy who somehow managed to not go to Iraq and Afghanistan. Maybe he had bone spurs like Daddy Trump. But I don't know if you saw but she couldn't stand after this hearing. They had this hearing and it was bad. No Mexican, what is it? Mexican Tamak? No, I am not AI. Although some might wish that I was. No, I'm a real person. But anyway, if you didn't see this hearing, it was she could not stay after this hearing. It was so bad. I'm going to play you a bit of it because it's pretty funny. But you have to keep in mind that Senator Tom Tillis, who is going after her in this recording, he's only doing this because he's retiring. So he doesn't have to kowtow to Trump or them anymore. You know, he can take the gloves off. He can say what he really thinks, which is none of these guys will. You know. But anyway, you have to listen to this. It's like a minute.
Folks, law enforcement, we've got to have their back. We've got to make it clear when they make a mistake, then they get corrected for it. But you don't walk away from it, and you've done it too many times. Now,
here it comes.
Secretary, I read your book last week. And honestly, some of the parts of it impressed me, but some of it distresses me. And I'll give you a good example of one that does. The passage where you talk about killing a dog that was 14 months old. I train dogs, all right?
She killed a dog.
And you are a farmer. You should know better. You should know that if you're going out to a hunting lodge and you're putting pheasants out and you're putting dogs out, you don't take a puppy out there. A 14-month-old dog is basically a teenager in dog years. You decided to kill that dog because you had not invested the appropriate time in training, and then you have the audacity to go into a book and say it's a leadership lesson about tough choices. It's in your book. We could play it if we had time. At that same lunch hour, you killed a goat. And you killed the goat because you said it was behaving badly. You are a farmer. You don't castrate a goat. They behave badly. You should have probably done that before. But my point is, those are bad decisions made in the heat of the moment. not unlike what happened up in Minneapolis.
Support journalism you trust.
Exactly.
Support.
She killed a dog and a goat in front of kids. That's a true story. She killed the dog, and this is in her own book. She killed the dog, and then after she killed the dog, she was like, you know what, I don't like that goat either. And she dragged the goat down there, and she shot the goat too. As soon as she was done with that, a school bus full of kids pulled up, dropped the kids off from school, and there she's standing there with a gun and the corpses of two animals. The bitch is psycho. But the best part of it was, I don't know if you know this, but she has he had a made up title called Special Government Advisor Corey Lewandowski, and everybody knows the scuttlebutt is that they're fucking, you know, and she's married. This is what I'm saying about these people. They call themselves family values people, but these people, they don't execute family values. They're fucking scumbags. She's having an affair with the guy she works with, and she's married. And all the while they're telling you these are fine, upstanding Christian people. Anyway, so the guy just straight up asked her, "Have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?" And she, instead of answering the question, right, they're both married, Julie says. I don't understand the kind of people. They said that in the hearing that her husband was sitting behind her. What kind of a man is this? Is this a reverse beard? It's like she's married to a gay dude, but I guess it's not a reverse beard, it's a beard, but I'm saying, is she a beard? Like, it's like, because she'd be banging this guy on the government planes, and she's dragging around her husband with her. It's all so bizarre. It doesn't make any sense. None of it makes any sense. But anyway, so instead of answering the question, she just went, well, this is what you do. I can't believe the tabloid things that you're saying right now. It's insane. And you know what's insane is killing American citizens. Right? You know what's insane is kicking down people's doors with no fucking warrants and dragging them off to arresting 5-year-old children. That's fucking insane. You're fucking a guy on a plane. You think that people don't know this? So anyway, so she goes, this is what you do. You just attack conservative women, you call sluts, or you call stupid, and blah, 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 blah. And she did not answer the question. And he was like, all you gotta do is say no. Say no. And she was like, I can't believe you're... She never did say no. You know why? Because she's under oath. If she lies to Congress, that's a crime. She knows this. They all know. That's why they don't answer the fucking questions. Because if they answer the questions not truthfully, it's a crime. And they could be subject to penalty. So she didn't answer the question. But when she doesn't say no, what does that mean? That means she fucked him on the plane. She can't deny it because she did it. This is the most dishonest fucking... These are the most dishonest scumbags I've ever seen. And politicians have always been dishonest scumbags. But these Republicans, these new modern mega Republicans, they take this shit to another level. You never see... This is North Korea level gaslighting bullshit. I mean... Right, Philippe? If she didn't fuck him, she could just say no, right? It's a simple question. Yes or no question. But she didn't answer the question. She went around in circles. But here's what got her in trouble. I don't know if you remember with Trump and got her fired. But I don't know if you remember all these ads that she had ran on TV. Like they spent $110 million, right, on making these ads. And they ran them all over Fox News and all these things, where she's on a horse talking about cowboys came to America for. Thank you, my friend Rooney. Thank you. And hit the subscribe button while you're at it. need a subscriber. Thank you, Rooney. Thanks for tuning in, even if it was just for a short bit. Kid Gaming says I'm old. Yes, I'm old. Does that matter? I thought old people were supposed to be wise. But anyway, this is what got her in trouble with Trump. Was they spent $110 million on these ads. And I don't know if you know this, but she's going to get in trouble because sooner or later the Democrats going to, probably next year, the midterm elections, the Democrats going to take control of the Congress, and when they do, then they can investigate. But if you didn't know this, they got a $140 million government contract, right, that she gave to herself to a company that only existed for 7 days before they took that money. It's like the balls on these people, the brazenness of the corruption is unbelievable. And they talk about the waste, fraud, and abuse. And yes, Con. No, wait. He's given her a ceremonial position as head of Shield of the Western Hemisphere, some fucking, like the Board of Peace, some shit he made up. Said, what if you were Hydra, what would you call yourself? The Shield, right? It's like, Trump got that name from the Avengers. These are also the most unoriginal people on the history of the planet. And, it's stupid. And, like I said, unoriginal. Trump just steals everything. He doesn't see. Trump's never had an original idea in his fucking life. Right, it's really called Shield of the Western Hemisphere. You can't make this up how stupid it is. John says Trump is not planning on leaving office. Well, yes, Con, he is this century's Mussolini. You are correct about that. There, without a doubt. He says yes, but even cornier. Yes, he is cornier, if that's possible. He's like I said, they're all fake. Like they said, Mark Wade Ball's a tough guy. There's videos of him. I said, running away on January 6th. Running away. I wish I was big as the Undertaker, little thumb. Anyway. Yes, John says, and dumber. Right, but with way more power. Right? This bitch said, I forgot to finish the story. So she got $140 million contract to a company that she just created a week before. Right? And then she used that money to make this film of herself and then put it all over the Fox News and shit. Right? And then when they asked her about it, she said, well, Trump knew everything about that. And he signed off on it, as a matter of fact. See? Again. The rap says, keep away from the church. It's you guys either have one of two things. You either accuse me of being a Jew right away, or you say you're a pedophile, or whatever. Which is ironic because the people that throw out that seem to be the people who are the pedophiles. Have you noticed that? People who are most against it, verbally, like rail against it all the time, they're always the ones who are going to get drugged down for child porn or meeting someone at the thing. Con says, do you think that he will postpone the midterms? You know what? I'm not sure. That's what David Frum was talking about earlier, right before I came down here. he was saying that Trump might try to use his war powers. He might declare it as an emergency because of the shooting that happened in Austin, and the guy was wearing a T-shirt with the Iranian flag on it. So they're going to say, see, there's... No, I'm not. I'm saying what they do is come on here and accuse me of being one all the time. And, like, doesn't matter if I was. This is the way I talk, bro. Obviously, it's your first time experiencing it. And the guy was saying about how I laugh so much. I'm always laughing. It's like there's nothing else to do. Look around you. Look at this world is falling to shit right in front of your very eyes in almost every way possible. If he does that, it's over. The world's cooked. Well, I'd make a bet that the world is kind of cooked now, don't you think? I was getting ready to get to that. So anyway, she said, there it is again. Are you a Jew? So that's the first question. Maybe I will get the cup again. Anyway, so she said that Trump signed off on that shit. And of course he didn't. But then he was all pissed off about it he probably did sign off on it. He's not pissed off because he signed off on it and she spent $140 million. He's pissed off because she said it out loud in public. And that's done. I told you I'm not. I'm not a Jew. Can't believe every week I have to go on and on and on about how I'm not a fucking Jew. Not that it's a bad thing if I was, but I'm not. Never have been. I am not religious. Yes, Julia is the resident Jew here. She's here every week in the comments. If you want to throw fucking... See, you guys are so unoriginal. Yeah, I know, Con. I just think it's funny because he's saying the same thing again. He says I'm either a Jew or a pedophile. That's all they ever say. All these people are the most unoriginal people on the planet. They don't have any original ideas. First of all, if I was, I'd have the tiny hat, wouldn't I? Like Randy Fine. He wears his tiny hat and runs around and says racist shit about Muslim people. That's his whole identity. That's the whole mega identity is just to be a fucking racist prick. And accuse other people of being pedophiles while secretly you're really the pedophiles. That seems to be the MO of the mega movement at this point. Right? Did you see that the government of Iran was like, the pedophile regime is... They actually called him that. Which, I gotta give them credit for that. It's like, they got the balls, I'll tell you that. Let's talk about this war, though. It's not a war. They don't want to say it's another war. Yes, Con, that's true, he says. Projecting their own insecurities onto people. Well, welcome. A Gasharuk? How you say it? But he's a Muslim watching from Pakistan. Well, welcome. Welcome. And believe me, I don't get down with that. I don't believe it. Anybody fucking... I've made this point before on this show, but it's true. Everyone's just born, right? You're born. You were born in Pakistan, right? I happen to be born in the United States, but I didn't choose that. You didn't choose that. People are just born in this world, and living is hard enough. I didn't say that, Mr. Adim. Where did you even get that from? I never said Muslims are not Muslims are pedos. I didn't say that. I would never say it. I never blanket a whole... I said mega people. The Trumpsters. The ones who were so... wanted to get to the bottom of the pedophile conspiracy till they found out it was them. It's like... Now they really don't want to get to the bottom of it too much anymore, do they? And that's part of what this is all about, too. Well, thanks, little thumb. I'm not gay, but I appreciate the fact that you find me handsome. A lot of people have said that. A lot of guys have come on here and start hitting on me in the comment thread. I'm actually, I said, I'm flattered. But I have a girlfriend, and I love her very much. Anyway, right, Laura? She's got competition. Con says this war is going to fuck the economy globally. Russia and China may be a bit insulated from it, but Europeans are fucked. Where are you at, Con? You're in Europe, obviously, somewhere in Europe. No, I was we're going to get to that. I said the Straits of Hormuz, 1/5 of the world's oil goes through the Straits of Hormuz, right? And in the last day before the war, over 60 ships went through. Yes, Agasharu. That's why I call this show While It's Still Legal. Yeah, Laura is my girlfriend. Irish? So you're in Ireland? Anyway, 1/5 of the world's oil goes through the straits, right? And the last day of shipping before the war, I think they said 63 ships went through. I am not 60. I'm 54. You're close. And you have a girlfriend. What? You think I'm not? I mean, the gay guy thinks I'm hot. What the? I'm old. I'm not dead. Anyway, so 60, let's say 63 ships went through the Straits of Hormuz, right? Now, in the last week, I don't know how many, but they said in the last 24 hours, no ships have gone through. 0. And then I read today, they said that China and Japan and some of these countries that actually produce oil themselves are starting to not export. They're going to hold on to their oil, which means for us, it's even less. Well, we just met in October, bro. Just slow down. He's telling me I got to marry Laura. Now, I'm not saying that ain't on the table. But it's a little soon for that kind of shit. Con says all the insurance companies are refusing to underwrite cargo ships. Yes, exactly. So Trump said, I'll insure it. I swear to God. Well, Gon, here's the question. Right? Now, he says the Iranians can keep this up for a while, too. Yeah, but even if they can't, let's say they can't. Like, Hegseth and them weren't today trying to say, their missile attacks have stopped by 90%. Their drone attacks by 80%. Okay, let's say that that's true. And that they get them down to where they can't even... that's fine, or you can send me a private message at Bruce Leonard Leans Left at outlook.com. Little Thumb asked Laura, do I always behave like this? Yes, and you are beautiful, hon. He is correct. I know I'm lucky. I'm like batting way above my league. Like I know this. Anyway, here's the real question, right, Con, is even if they take away all of their offensive capabilities, what happens inside the country? Because obviously the regime has not just gone away. Laura says worse. Yes, she routinely is like, hey, shh. It's like, hey, we already got the 100-message cup. We're only 25 minutes into the show. Oh, Mr. Adim says he's 17. Could Laura be his mom? Where are you at, Mr. Adim? Anyway, so what happens inside the country? The regime has not just gone away. And they're saying, well, when we're done carpet bombing the place, which I have to say also, It's not a very good strategy, right? If you're trying to like appeal to these people and say that you're there to help them, bombing their fucking carpet bombing their cities and their schools full of children doesn't really endear you to the population of the people. In fact, you're going to make more enemies. Concon, well, they're already trying that. Concon says he thinks they're going to try to arm the Kurds there to destabilize, but they'll not be able to take over the country. Right, because they only have like 10,000 fighters. 15? You know, they got a 1 million man army in Iran. But that's what I'm saying is those people what does that mean? I'm not going to do that. Those people are not just going to go away. There's not enough of them to take over the country. And Trump said, after we carpet bomb your country, come out in the streets and protest. Well, there's nobody going to be there to help them. Last time they did it, they killed thousands of people. What do you think is going to happen this time? It's a fucking disaster waiting to happen. And we've already tried arming groups and giving them money. See, this is the deal. Thank you, Little Thumb. I appreciate the support. Mr. Adim, I don't think it's a question of winning. It's just like in Vietnam. Like, right? In Vietnam, the Viet Cong, the North Vietnamese, they knew that they couldn't militarily defeat the United States. Almost every country knows that they can't militarily defeat the United States. But what they can do is hold out. Make it last a long time. Kill Americans. And when enough Americans die, then the American public will get sick of this war and force the government to pull out. And that's exactly what happened in Vietnam. It's exactly what happened in Iraq. It's exactly what happened in Afghanistan. It's the same shit. Henry says, Iran will lose, Democrats go home, face orange raised eyebrow. Yeah, right, really? You believe that? You believe, Henry, that you can bomb a country into submission and that they will just bow before you. You believe that? Without anyone on the ground to control the ground situation. You believe that? Tell me if you do. See if you say Democrats will lose faith, Greens. What does that mean? I'm asking you a legitimate question. Now, obviously you're a partisan, and that's fine. But step away from your partisanship for a minute and tell me, has anyone ever just bombed the country and bombed the country and bombed the country, and finally the country just gave up and gave the country to them? That's what I'm saying, Con. They'll never stop. It's just like Iraq or Afghanistan. They're never going to stop till we're gone. Period. Yeah, if you can find them, Con. What does that even mean? I'm not saying you can't win. I'm saying you can't win with just air power. You're going to have to put boots on the ground. And we've done that. And it didn't really work, did it? What did we get out of Iraq? The Islamic State. Iran is 3 times bigger. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? It's going to explode into a chaos. Factional fighting, civil war. Con says their grandchildren will be fighting us if they have to. Yes, exactly. Forever. They're not going to... Henry. Not liquor, I see. See, but you can't tell me all the reasons why I should like Trump. Right? Please tell me. You like Trump? Explain to me why I should like him. That's right, Con. Hundreds of years. Con says, Britain occupied Ireland for hundreds of years. We never stopped resisting, even after huge defeats. Yes. The IRA. Tell me how. Stop with the cliches. If you want to have a serious conversation, let's have it. But Trump can win Iran easily. That's what Trump would say. In fact, that's what he says. He's already been proven that you can't trust anything that these guys say, right? The Trump administration is full of liars. And like I said before, all politicians are liars, but these are liars on an epic scale. North Korean level scale. See, you don't have anything to say, bro. So I'm not going to acknowledge your comments anymore until you actually say something, of import. Answer my question. Tell me how you think that he can win in Iran. How? Like a plan. Or tell me reasons why I should like Trump. Democrats get to sleep is like, come on, man, fucking 5-year-old could say that. Mr. Adim says Americans are brass, they can fight in the ground. No, they can't. I mean, but see, that's the thing is, in Iraq, right? In the beginning, it was all good. Right? They bombed the shit out of them. They invaded. They took a bunch of territory. That's right. But then what happens? Here comes the insurgency. And you don't think it's going to be an insurgency? Little thumbs. That's not much of a choice, though, is it? 2 old men. Oh, you like old men? I mean, maybe that's your thing. But that's what I mean is, yes, America has military superiority, but that's never got them victory. And most of the victories that we want, see, you're not saying anything. Until you say something, I'm not going to acknowledge. Julia says, I believe you're right, Concon. I'm sure there are more U.S. casualties than are telling us. Sure. And today, Hexet was like, of course, they're going to tell you a bunch of lies. And it's like, well, so are you. Well, Netanyahu has. Oh, what, you mean the Iranians? No, those is like I'm old like you. Yeah, but I'm not old like Trump and Biden. That's old. I mean, I got about 10 or 20 years to go before I start looking that old. Well, yeah, but Con as well. He says the Shia in Iraq will probably help them. Well, yeah, probably. Or ISIS. I'm surprised ISIS hasn't gone there already. It's like, well, here's a chance for us to join. Join together. Fight the imperialists, whatever they call us. Satan. Chill. Have you been looking at the world around you? Diva 7? Tell me to chill out. The world is falling apart. But you're right about that. Especially if the Kurds get involved. Because the Kurds, I don't know, most people don't know a lot about the Kurds. Now, I don't know a lot about them. I just know that there's Kurds in every country in the Middle East. They're a minority population, but they're scattered all about. And, yeah, but it ain't so cold anymore, is it, Con? This is heated up. This is way more than the Cold War. Cold War was like, we're going to fight in, like I said, Vietnam or, one of these little countries. And we're going to, most of the time it was like, we're going to arm these people and you're going to arm these people and they're going to fight. Like, it's not like, well, in Vietnam, that's how it started. And then it got bigger and bigger, and then it got out of control. They didn't know how to get out. Yeah, maybe. That's right, Julia. Possibly. Like I said, this show's growing, and I thank you for it. I said, when I started the show, there was no one watching. But I just kept on doing it. Oh, my God. See? Yeah. I mean, I'm glad you're watching because you're helping the viewer count and the algorithm. No, but that's, yes, Con. Eventually, China's going to go, well, they're weak now, distracted. And you know what? We're going to take Taiwan. I don't feel like that. That's a long fucking name, so I don't know how I'm going to say it. I'll just call you Gabruk. Because we'll just abbreviate it. But Gabruk says fuck Israel. And I don't agree with that. I think Israel's in the same spot as us. Whereas a right-wing Nazi-type fascist government has taken over their country. The majority of the people that live in Israel don't like Netanyahu, but somehow they can't get him out of power. And Trump is the same way. He's empowered by about 30% hardcore. See, but I've made this point before. It's hard to fight for regular people to fight these people because these people are what you call fanatics, right? They're fanatical. Well, there is no international law. I've been wanting to say it for a while. Like, international law, fuck off. You know, it don't mean fuck off. The UN don't mean fuck off. None of these. No one enforces international law. So Benjamin Netanyahu has a warrant for his arrest right now from The Hague for war crimes in Gaza. But no, that's not true either. Gabruk. It's not all Jews. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's how they fuck people. Is they get you to start thinking about, well, certain groups of people are against you, and that's not true. If you know any Jewish people, there's huge, swath. There's like any other people. There's liberal Jews and there's conservative Jews. The problem is politics themselves have become polarized by the internet and all this shit. So, and it's left or right, and that's it. I've been saying this for a while too. It's a worldwide struggle against left versus right. And because it's down to only two choices, those choices become more and more extreme. Extreme, like I said, the right wing is all the way extreme. Jimmy Myers says, I'm a Jew, everything is my fault. Or that's what your mom says, right? That's not true, though. It's too easy to just blanketly, like I said, what's happened to Israel is I got the same things happened to us. Is the MAGA of Israel has taken over Israel, but only the difference is Netanyahu's been there for a long time and they ain't been able to get him out. He's just pushing them farther and farther and farther and farther. And also, these people are religious fanatics, like I said. I didn't say that, Goob. I said both. I said because there's only two choices. It's getting more and more extreme. And you could say that leftists are extreme, but what? I extremely want you to have freedom. Ooh. I extremely respect your rights as a human being. Oh my God! How extreme! I extremely want you to live in a world where you can be who you want without fear of persecution or violence against you. Oh my God! Slow Boy says, I love your videos, you're my favorite gay streamer. Why does everybody think I'm gay? The Gray Tone says only 16 million of you in the world and you only cause 50% of see, I don't believe that at all. See, and he says, say the word from his lab. See, there's a lot of varied opinions here today, and I'm glad for that, because that's what I really want this show to be. I'm not here to tell you how to think about shit. I'm just here to tell you what I think about it, and maybe give you a little bit of some news. I mean, I do watch a lot. I used to say, this shows, I watch the news so you don't have to. But Gabruk, that's not true. It's not always the Jews. At one time, they were on the other end, right? That people were trying to exterminate them. Now, that kind of gave him a complex, I think. A little chip on the shoulder. And that's not true. And you neglected to leave out the Catholic Church when you talked about that, right? See, that's what I mean. Is people take their own perspectives and they whitewash their own people. It's like what I said before, like when you're a white person in America and you talk about all the shitty things that white people did to found this country, right? All the murder and everything that they. Right? Jimmy Myers is liberal propaganda. Donald Trump is Benjamin Netanyahu's bitch. Now do as you're told, Mega. You're not allowed to think for yourself. No, that is true. Trump even said that. Trump said Mega is whatever I say it is, because they're fanatics. Like I said, they're devoted to Donald Trump and anything that he says or does. And if you look at the way that they squirm and flip-flop and fucking, to defend anything that he does, it just tells you it's right out in the open. The Grey Tone says that Russia's going to give Iran a nuke. Now, see, I haven't thought about that. That's definitely a distinct possibility. Could happen. Jimmy Myers says Republicans still haven't figured it out. 40% of Americans are registered independent. Well, I don't know. Connor, this is about everything. It's about the world that we're living in right now and everything that's happening in it. But mostly we're talking about the war in the Middle East and how that might affect the future for all of us, really. Nobody really wants to think about that. Like, he is unraveling. You know this? Iran is a country that's been around for over 2,000 years, right? And a country that's barely 250 years old, and Israel, what's even younger than that. Those two countries are trying to destroy this place and carve it up. Jimmy Mars says, if you don't do as you're told by the federal government and you think for yourself, if you are liberal, that's basically what they say. Yes, they call us domestic terrorists, they call us all kinds of shit. That's why I call this show Leans Left while it's still legal. Because at some point, they're going to make it illegal. They're going to try to fucking, like I said, arrest people like me. I'm probably already on a list for my internet activity, not because of this show, because this show don't have enough watchers to... I don't have enough viewers yet to cause a ruckus. You guys need to help me. You guys need to tell all your friends to join in here. 2 million people watch Benny Johnson. Come the fuck on. Pontus says, almost seems like you're related to the man himself. What man? The dude, you mean? Connor says, Yo, Connor, bro. All smoke and curtains and nothing ever happens. Right? Well, like I said, you don't think that this war is about covering up them files just as much as anything else, don't you think? They don't want you to know what's in them files. And the files that you've seen are horrible. The ones that you haven't seen have got to be more horrible. Offensive Thought says I look like Andy Garcia. Thank you. Thank you. I've gotten that before, even when I was younger. The Epstein. Never met him. Not related. He's a Jew, isn't he? We've already been through this. I'm not a Jew. You can call me that if you want, bro. Whatever. It's fine. There's worse people to look like, I guess. If you watch this show enough or you hang around me too much, you'll realize that I'm one of a kind. And thank the Lord for that. If everybody was like me, nothing would get done. Catchy says he's a Jew. I got a lot of Jews here today. Julia's always here, but we got Jimmy Myers and Catchy Electro Music. Yes. Are you, Con, are you living in the United States? You Irishman? And you're right, Jimmy. That is true. Americans don't give a shit about the country of Iran. Okay, UCO7, tell us why we need more Donald Trump. Let's see. Let's test you out again. The mega people who come and join in here that say things like that. Okay, so you have a flat, open-ended statement. We need more Trump. Please tell me why. Look at what he's done in 1 year. We're already at war. I'm talking about UCO7. Okay, Concom. So how do you know what it's like for us here? And no, I'm not saying that you're not right, because you are right. I'll go back to your comment that you said. Have you been to a petrol station, tried to buy groceries, rent a house, or try to get a mortgage? Things are getting worse. The last thrashing of a dying beast in the U.S. late-stage capitalism we cook. Right. So you're saying, so you spend 4 months a year here. That's cool. Where do you go? Look, see, you got nothing to say. I asked you a question. I wanted you to answer it, and you can't. That's typical of all you fucking jerk-offs. Yes. Athard says Trump was on Epstein Island and disgusted he is attacking Iran now. Even if he wasn't, it makes it way worse that he was on, than he was. Not only was he on the island, he was best friends with him for 15 years, and then he tries to pretend like he didn't know what the fuck was going on. You gotta be fucking kidding me. But anyway, even if that's not true, what he's doing in Iran is ridiculous. Like I said, he is unraveling the world, and this is just the beginning. Con is right about, like, this is only going to get worse. Economically, this is just starting to say it. Rankers. But see, you're all like clones. I mean, it's hard to believe, if you're not bots, it's hard to believe that you are actually real people. Because, no, he's not. Catchy electro music. That's the point. That you must have tuned in late. Please explain to me how he's going to take down this regime by just bombing them without any invasion and all that other shit. Look, see, you're still starting to repeat yourself now. I'm not asking the same questions that have been asked to me already when I'm... Jimmy says, fuck the regime. Just give us back our goddamn tax money. Well, then have something to say. How about that? Yes. See? Sour Poor Hour gets it. He says, mind if I do a J? And no, I do not. And have a Caucasian while you're at it. Did you see this? Yes, you are right, Athar. Pedophile people are leading the country. The king will return. See, that's what I mean. This is all about bullshit religious fanaticism. And let me tell you something right now. You can carpet bomb the Middle East until there's nothing left. And ain't no one coming back. Your fairy tale is not going to fucking happen. All you're going to do is kill a bunch of people. And what's God going to think about you then? Have you ever asked yourselves that? What's God going to think about you when you killed all these people to bring them back? It's like, I don't think he's going to be happy with you. This is the problem. Wisdom says my one-way ticket to Iran is booked. That's right, Sour Poor Hour. We are calmer than they are. You think that, Catchy? You really think that? How? They don't have any guns. The Islamic Republic has a 1 million-person army that's armed. They tried it, right? Didn't they? A couple months ago, right? I ain't panicking, bro. I'm chilling. Right? They tried it. What happened? A bunch of people got killed. They don't have the power to... And I feel bad for them. Anybody that lives in a shithole country like that, that's why I fight so hard to keep the freedom I have here that Trump is trying to take away from us. That you guys who love Trump seem so eager to give to him. Don't you see what happens when you give up your fucking rights and power? Jimmy says Americans don't give a fuck about the Islamic Republic. Stop spending our tax money. Yeah. And no, you're adopted 27. I am not an Israeli informant. As a matter of fact, like I said, I despise Benjamin Netanyahu. I don't know why you would even tune into a show like this and think that I support Netanyahu in any way. He should be in The Hague and be tried for war crimes and go to prison. Donald Trump should be in prison. He never should have been the president to begin with. The fact that all this Epstein, and if you look at these files and you start putting it all together, Epstein was working for the Mossad, he's working for Israel, he's working for the United States. He was necessitating intelligence and all this through these countries and collecting blackmail material. That's why he had all the cameras. He gets senators and Congress people to do things, and then he tell them, "Oh, I got this stuff on film. You better do what we want." All right, Mosen, but you can't tell me why. Tell me why I should love Trump too, please. Who's a strong leader? Benjamin Netanyahu? He's an asshole. And a fascist. It's like, I find it funny how far you guys have come. You know, like how far you've turned. You ever thought like you turn into the thing that you hate? And it seems like that's what's happened. Concon says Ghislaine Maxwell's father was caught as a Mossad agent. Yeah, see that? Yeah. In the UK, he was a massive media mogul. Yeah, exactly. The satanic factors. What do you mean by that, Connor? Connor Kami 544. Please tell me. Tell me more, because I've been concentrated more trying to find the powerful people who are touching little girls. And not really looking at the satanic aspects. That's like the Pizzagate and all the other bullshit, ridiculous theories. Like, there's plenty of shit. Yes, you're adopted 27. You're correct. The leader is illegally invading other countries to expand Israel territory. Yeah. And I read a thing. They said they had a plan to partition Iran off into, I don't know, maybe just give it away to the countries around it, or I don't know what the fucking plan is. That's not true. You've been saying, catchy electro music says you get peace through strength in the Middle East. Is that true? You've been fighting these people for 50 fucking years now. It ain't been peaceful at all. It hasn't resulted in peace whatsoever. Has it? Dylan Klebo says, long live the United States and Israel. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. I'm just saying they don't have to be so goddamn aggressive. And other people have the right to live. Even people that support Israel, you gotta admit, you went too far in Gaza. It's too far, bro. They're bombing fucking parking lots. Is there a guy hiding in that parking lot? Are you fucking kidding me? Asho 10 says, what did I just scroll into? It's a discussion about what's happening in the world. But you can't see Electro, you haven't got any peace. When has Israel been in peace? Please tell me. There was maybe a brief time, late 60s, early 70s, maybe. And even that was like 6 months. It's like, what's up, wisdom? You have not gotten any peace. You would think that after a while, it's like banging your head against the wall for, 55, 60 years and thinking, well, if I just bang it a little harder. Random Gamer says, what's my favorite superhero? Batman, all day. I'm a huge Batman guy. Dylan says, Iran also attacked the Turks. Yes. They just started shooting shit when they start getting bombed. Yes, John. John says they are knowingly killing little children. Yes, exactly. Yuko says, so when I read history, Bruce's name will be there. Maybe. I doubt it at this point. But I've been trying my whole life. I do have a stand-up comedy album. Mimi, or any of you that care, like I said, just Google Bruce Leonard. It's on iTunes. It's on YouTube Music. It's called Cancel Culture. It's a stand-up comedy album. I used to be a touring stand-up comedian. Mimi says, that I love to laugh at you. Made me laugh so much today. Good. Thank you. And thank you for watching, and I'm glad that I could. That's what this show is about. Like, the world is falling to shit, and I'm not going to lie to you about that. But we could try to enjoy the time we have while we're here, even if we are fucking surrounded by madness. You know, sometimes, you see, I like to call it, every now and then you look around and you find glimpses of humanity amongst the chaos that is this world. And I like this show to be considered that. You know, if you want to get informed and laugh a little bit, you know. Two Belly says Batman is a billionaire. Whose side would he be on? Yes, but he's not a corrupt billionaire. Batman's one of the rare billionaires that actually want to help people. You know. Mimi says he's having lox and bagels tomorrow. That's good. I like that. I like lox and bagels. I don't eat it too much, but it's not too bad. Benja says the color in this frame is dope. Well, thank you. It's the rug, man. It really ties the show together. Dylan Krebo says America save us. Oh, what? Are you in Turkey? I am not in the banking clan. Con, where am I in the States am I from? I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. I used to live in Las Vegas for 6 years, but I'm from here. Telecanosis says Batman is with the run. Yes, most likely would be, yeah. Yes, well, catchy electro music. It's from a movie called The Big Lebowski. If you're not familiar, go watch it. It's a great movie. And yeah, there's a rug as a central theme. But the Persian rug in the movie is just a regular Persian rug. This is a Persian rug with the character from the movie's face on it. The dude. Yes, Dylan. See, that's what I mean is you're under a guy's thumb too. You got your own Trumpy guy. Erdogan. Same thing. That's what I mean about Israel. You can't hate the whole country of Israel because lots of countries have found themselves in this position. And Hungary is the same way. You look at Hungary, there's all kinds of people out in the street that hate Orban or whatever his fucking name is, but he won't give up the fucking power. Once you let these assholes take control of your country, they won't give it back. And they'll use the apparatus of the state to put you down. And that's why I don't understand why Americans who were living in the freest country in the world want to just give that freedom away. Now you got to say Canada's more free than us. What do you want to save me from, Yuko? Dylan says you're waiting for the American army. Really? To come and get Urban? I mean, or he is not going to help you. If you think Trump's going to help you, it's not going to happen. And I'm sorry to say that. I wish that he would. Wish all these guys would go away. But like I said, the internet has made everybody more factional and more, like I said, divided. It's right versus left. I just grew this beard, Yuko, like a month ago, and I don't think it's going to last very long. I'm going to take it back up. Okay, but Ashko, America First, that might be true, but what they're doing right now is not America First, is it? Really? Well, he loves your boy. He's not going to help you. Apparently, you guys just like fucking assholes. It's like, I wish an asshole would come. Ty says, look like I'm making them up. Nope. I'm not a violent person. Dude, but Mr. Trollinator, they celebrated in the streets when they killed Saddam Hussein too, right? How'd that work out? How'd that work out? Just because people are celebrating don't mean it ain't gonna fall to shit. They don't have a plan. That's the real problem. They don't have a plan. And apparently I didn't either, because we're getting to the hour at the end of the show, and I don't have a big wrap up, you know. I gotta say, yes. Anna Salmus 3194 says, we only live once, fuck politics. Yeah, but the world is happening, and I'm a thinker, so I like to talk about it. That's all, you know. But I don't, when I turn this show off, I go upstairs and I enjoy myself, you know. I try not to fall into total fatalism, you know. We're just living through it. It's a ride. No one knows what's going to happen. It's fun trying to figure out what might happen, you know, like. That ain't going to work, Catchy. They already had the Shah. That's how you got the fucking Islamic Republic. You going to do the same thing? Yes, I'm aware of the history. You know why they're not secular and pro-Western anymore? You know why? Because the CIA overthrew the government. And then put the Shah of Iran in power. And that's what caused the Islamic Republic. That's what caused the hostage crisis. If you watch American propaganda, they act like Iran didn't exist before like 1979. You know, and that's not true. Thank you, Yuko. I think I won him over. When he came in here, he thought I was some asshole. I'm not an asshole, bro. I'm just a stand-up comic with nothing to do. Yes, CIA fucked up, Catchy, but that's America. That's what we've always done. Fuck up. This country's only 250 years old. It's like a baby in country years. That's right, Mr. Trollinator. You are correct. But radical Islam wouldn't have ever taken over if fucking we wouldn't have started meddling in their fucking affairs, is my point. Everything always comes back to America did some dumb shit and fucked everything up. Somewhere else. For you. You know. Thank you, Slim. Like I said, I'm not here to tell you what to think. But bombing it to shit, Catchy, is not unfucking it up. You're fucking it up even more. That's what we've been talking about for the last hour. If you do care what I think about it, what the fish, you can always go back and start from the beginning. But the show's only an hour. And if you're new to this show, which a lot of you are today, please like the page, subscribe to the page. I said I have a stand-up comedy album if you'd like to listen to that, and judge for yourself if I'm a qualified comedian or not. It's called Cancel Culture. It's on iTunes, it's on YouTube Music, it's on most of the streaming platforms. My name is Bruce Leonard. Like I said, if you want to send me a private message, it's Bruce Leonard at Outlook. It's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. If you want to watch this show more, I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Thank you, Slim. I really appreciate that. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday live, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. So wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is for you guys, I really, really thank all you guys, the new people. I hope that you enjoyed the show. Hello, Delatina. I said, like, please, the page. Subscribe, please. No, you can think that all you want. But you've been thinking that for the last 50 years. As I said, and bombing and killing people ain't no way to make anything happen. You know? And I don't believe that either. like treat. Fuck all religion. You want to be honest? Like all these religions are what get us in this trouble. These fanatics want to blow up the world, get 72 versions. These fanatics want to blow up the world so Jesus will come back. You know, like ain't none of them any better than it. They're all hiding fucking pedophiles and twisted fucks amongst them. You know, they hide behind their books. Make them feel righteous. Yes, I did, elite. See the U.S. Senator break the Marine's arm. Yeah, it's terrible. It's disgraceful what we've turned into. I wish that I could keep this going because I have all these new people, but like I said, one more time. I'm here every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said if you want to send me a private message, it's Bruce Leonard Leans Left at Outlook.com. Please like the page, subscribe to the channel. Come back and join me on Saturday. On Saturdays, sometimes I have a history professor and the host of a history podcast called History on Fire. His name is Daniele Bolelli. Sometimes he joins me on Saturdays and we have a discussion about world affairs. So if you're new, like I said, thank you. Subscribe to the channel. I'm here one more time. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. Thank you very much. If you are over there in the Middle East, please be safe. I wish the best to all of you. Thank you. Good night.